This phrase is used to express empathy, regret, or sympathy in various situations. It is a considerate way to acknowledge the impact of one's actions or to express condolences or concern for others. Examples: I'm sorry to hear about your loss. This expresses sympathy and condolences for someone who has experienced a loss. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a question. Here, the speaker apologizes for interrupting a conversation or activity to ask a question. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I won't be able to attend the event. This conveys regret and offers an apology for not being able to fulfill someone's expectations. I'm sorry to have caused you trouble. The speaker acknowledges that their actions have created inconvenience or difficulty for someone. I'm sorry to inform you that your application has been rejected. This expresses regret in delivering unfortunate news. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling unwell. Here, the speaker expresses concern and empathy for someone who is not feeling well. I'm sorry to have hurt your feelings. This acknowledges that the speaker's words or actions have caused emotional pain or distress to someone. I'm sorry to say that we've run out of the item you're looking for. This apologizes for the unavailability of a desired item. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through a difficult time. This expresses sympathy and concern for someone experiencing challenges. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. The speaker acknowledges that they have caused someone to wait longer than expected. More examples. I'm sorry to hear about your accident. I'm sorry to bother you, but I have a question. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I won't be able to make it to the party. I'm sorry to have caused you inconvenience. I'm sorry to inform you that the flight has been delayed. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your loved one. I'm sorry to have disturbed your peace. I'm sorry to say that the item you ordered is out of stock. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling unwell. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. I'm sorry to hear about the difficulties you're facing. I'm sorry to have hurt your feelings with my words. I'm sorry to inform you that your request has been denied. I'm sorry to hear that your project didn't go as planned. I'm sorry to have caused you stress and anxiety. I'm sorry to say that the event has been canceled. I'm sorry to hear about the breakup of your relationship. I'm sorry to have missed your call. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your job. I'm sorry to have interrupted your conversation. I'm sorry to say that the restaurant is fully booked for tonight. I'm sorry to hear about the difficulties you're experiencing in your studies. I'm sorry to have made a mistake in my report. I'm sorry to inform you that your application has been rejected. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through a rough time. I'm sorry to have caused a misunderstanding. I'm sorry to say that the concert tickets are sold out. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling overwhelmed. I'm sorry to have forgotten our meeting. I'm sorry to inform you that the deadline cannot be extended. I'm sorry to have accidentally deleted your email. I'm sorry to say that the item you purchased is defective. I'm sorry to hear about the difficulties you're having with your car. I'm sorry to have made you uncomfortable with my comments. I'm sorry to inform you that the product is no longer available. I'm sorry to hear about the challenges you're facing in your personal life. I'm sorry to have caused a disruption in the class. I'm sorry to say that the job position has been filled. I'm sorry to hear about the cancellation of your vacation plans. I'm sorry to have inconvenienced you with my request. I'm sorry to inform you that the meeting has been rescheduled. I'm sorry to hear about the difficulties you're encountering with your finances. I'm sorry to have made a mistake in your order. I'm sorry to say that the item you're looking for is discontinued. I'm sorry to hear about the challenges you're facing in your business. I'm sorry to have caused you frustration with our customer service. I'm sorry to inform you that the concert has been postponed. I'm sorry to hear about the difficulties you're having with your computer. I'm sorry to have made a wrong assumption. I'm sorry to say that the project cannot be completed within the given time frame.